Hello guys, welcome back in Tech Learning, and in this video we're going to learn how you need to optimize and how you need to export game in Unreal Engine 5.1 for our Android mobile device. The first thing, you must need the SDK NDK JDK setup. If you don't have the SDK NDK JDK, please check my SDK NDK JDK setup for 5.1. And once you set up everything, now let's get started. The first thing, you need to simply create a project. You can create it for a simple vehicle template. And now let me show you the basics and most important parts of the Android export. Okay, then after that showing you the export system, I'll show you the optimization system also. The first thing, you need to go to edit, then project settings, and once you go here, you need to go to
for Play My Game. You can check my Google Play Store account, and you can follow me in my Facebook page. Also, you can visit our website for get more information, and if you have personal project or if you have some work, you can Gmail me at my Gmail address. Also, like, share and subscribe and support me. If you want my paid course, you can check in Udemy, link in the description.
Supports platform, and at here you need to just remove that alt text and just select. If you are also exporting for iOS, you can choose the iOS also, but in my case I'm only choose the Android. So what will be do, it will be don't compile for, or it don't execute any kind of like tvOS, Mac, Linux or OS and any other platform. So it will be take less compile time for compiling your game or making the APK. The second, you need to go to targeted hardware. At the targeted hardware, if you there's a lots of have question that at this point, that optimization project settings, that first of all you need to set it for mobile definitely. The second option is maximum or escapable. There's a lots of user become or developer become confused that bro, what should I do, like maximum quality, should I set maximum quality or should I set scalability? So what will be do, the basically maximum give you most highest resolution. If you just hold down, you will be find the information little bit that maximum quality with high end definition with feature quality, like the maximum if you set the maximum performance, so it will be give you as good as possible the graphics quality, the anti-aliasing, then flickering will be gone, and even you will be get super realistic graphics for the Android. Okay, but if you but for that your RAM become it will be take, or it will be consume more RAM from your device, so it will be become can be laggy, depends on your scene or which type of level or mechanism you are making. Also, if you are basically targeting for, if you want your game to become super realistic, so you can choose the maximum. But if you want that optimized, but yeah, it have a minimum graphics, so you can choose the scale. It will be give you the basically performance. And as you can see, what will be disable, you can see if you set it to scale, it will be basically disable the booming, then translucent and the motion blur and auto exposure, then ambient occlusion in disable, and lens flares and or anti-aliasing method is none. Okay, so for that your scene becomes some change, like maybe you can see flickering issue. Also you will be see that texture streaming issue, kind of like low resolution. Okay, and the scene can be little bit blurry. Okay, you will not get enough sharpness. Okay, so it's totally depends on you right now, that if you want the highest quality and highest resolution, you can choose the maximum quality. In our case, I'm choosing the maximum quality. Now the third is, you need to go simply to your Android section, the platform/Android, and at here you need to simply first of all click on this config now. Once you press at here, you need to put your com.package name data. Lots of you, I see that you write something like that a capital letter or smaller letter, then write something that. No, you don't need to write something like that, or you can't write that number.com or like that, or you can give a space. Okay, don't ever do like this, and it will be even not support in Unreal Engine also. So what is basically package data or package name is, it will be basically give you a identity or identity, kind of like identity. Oh sorry, the spell is totally bad. Okay, so basically it will give you a unique ID for your game that your Android device can run, that is specific your game or app. Even in your, if you go in Google Play Store, you will be see that every game or every app have their own unique com.package name data. Okay, so now, so if you also need to put a unique com.package name data, or otherwise your game will be overlap with others, or it will be rewrite some others game file. So make sure you have a unique com.package name data. So for example, I'm writing com.unreal test, and then here you find the the store version. This store version is basically use the store version, store offset 68, 64. These three option is totally used for the Google Play Store. Like if you're updating your game at that time, you need to increase. First, just think that this is first time you export your game and you uploaded that Google Play Store. Okay, done. Now second time you want to update and you did some stuff like you change some vehicle skin or you change some mechanism. Now you need to update. For that update version, you need to change your store version 1 to 2. So Google will basically thing or will be collected data like, okay, this is the last version, that is 2 point. So now user need to download. So then Google will be basically show the update result. Otherwise Google never supports the older version, okay, or the older store key version. So make sure every time you upload or update your game, you need to increase the value of the store version. At our case, I'm not going to publish this game in Google browsers, I'm just setting the default. Okay, the fourth option, you find the application display name. That basically your game name, or basically if I show you at here, you can see every software or game have their name. Okay, so you find something like that. If whatever you put at this box, your game will be named that. Okay. Then the 5 number option, you find the version display name. The version display name is basically show you or the show users that which type what is it, basically the app or game version, like it's 1.0, 2.0, something else. Okay, then you find the minimum SDK version and targeted SDK version. This is basically for target your device for like for which type of API level your game will be support. Kind of like, as you can see, they already give that if you write here at the SDK system 26, it will be work for 8.0.0.0. that is basically the audio version of Android. If you don't know how you can find this type of option, that which type of it is, so you can search simply Android Studio. You must need, know that, and without Android Studio you can't even download SDK and JDK. So yeah, you can download in another way, that is NVIDIA code work. However, if you go to SDK manager, at here you find the SDK platform tools, you find all the API label and the Android version name. As you can see, in our case, if you choose the 26 API, they will give us the support. Our game will be support from Android 8.0 audio version. It will be don't support less than 8.0. so it can be support more than 8.0 or 8.1. okay, it can be supported the higher version but not in the lower version. Okay, so you need to keep in mind that at here in the minimum SDK minimum SDK version, you need to choose as low as possible, so your game will be support as low as Android device. Okay, so for example, you can choose to 21 API, that is basically the Android 4.0 4.4.4 I guess, that is the KitKat version. Am I right? Let me check. 4 yeah, it is a KitKat version, that is 4.4 or 4.440. okay, and in the highest amount you can, or the targeted SDK version is basically it's kind of like you are basically targeting your game basically. Okay, now like the minimum SDK is, yeah, your game can be run in 21 any kind of Android, which Android have the 21 API at the device, your game can be run. But you need to target, like, yeah, okay, I make this game for this specific version also, it should be there. So you can choose the 31, that is Android 12, or 30, that is for Android 11. okay, this totally depends on you. So yeah, just put here the value. Then you find the install location. So lots of you become confused that should I give internal only or prefer external or auto. So the internal is always gone your game data in your the internal memory. Okay, like in Android they have two type of storage. One is internal memory, then second one is SSD or SD card, maybe it's called. Okay, so if you set the internal, your game always the main data will be gone inside of your internal device or internal memory. But if you say to prefer external, so it will be make a external file for if you go like after exporting this game, if you go to your file explorer, you find that there is a folder called UE4 or Unreal Engine file folder will be created automatically. At there you find your all com.package name, game data like OBB data and this stuff. So it will basically create a external folder for you. And the auto is basically depends on your device. Like if your device supports internal, then it will be try to install in internal. But if your device doesn't have that permission, or if your device not giving permission, so it will automatically create the secondary folder automatically in a SD card, and it will be put the all data there. Okay, this totally depends on you. I prefer you to set it to auto because internal have some of cases issue, so you can choose the auto. Okay, the 7 number option or the step is the package game data instead of APK. So what does this mean? That your OBB data will be automatically add with your APK. So it's mean that now if you just simply click on install, your your OBB data will be automatically install the default location of Android/data/data, I guess, and then the generate install file for all pack from. If you want, you can enable it. This is not required for Android export. And then disable verify OBB files or OBB in first start or update. So what it will do, it will be verify basically. In by default, it's always verify the OBB files at the first update or even first installation. But if you click on this button, so what will be do, it will be disable that verification option for the OBB files. So it will be not verify that file. But yeah, for run your game, it's must requirement. Okay, this the second you find the 8 number step here, you find the 4 small OBB files. So what does this mean? That it will be try to compass your game or game OBB data. Okay, but make sure if you enable this option, so your game limitation will be in 2 GB. Like if you think that your game is more than 2 GB, so you need to make sure that you press that allow larger file. So it will be give you the basically the 4 GB limitation. So there, so you can upload more or you can make more very big size file or game. And then you find the allow patch OBB file. So if your game have patch system like patch updating system, kind of like if I show you give you an example, kind of like PUBG patch update, or Call of Duty patch update, or Free Fire patch update, or even Valorant, or even Call of Duty Warzone also, and Warzone 2.0 also. All the online game have the patch system. So it will be become internal downloading system, and it will be always update with server. So if you think that your game has something feature like that, so you can enable the allow patch OBB files. Okay, and then the important part is basically on your build section. On a build section, you find this support AMR64. That is basically give you the 64 that is basically what I call like a bit. Okay, like 60 like how our computer have 64-bit and 32-bit, the Android device also have the 64-bit and 32-bit. So by default in Unreal Engine 5 you always find the 64-bit. Okay, and if you have 256-bit device, so you can enable this one, that 86 that, and this option will be only available for the Vulkan export. It's not available for ESTC2 device. Okay, and the supports OpenGL, you find the 3.20 the OpenGL version and Vulkan. And then if you scroll down here, you find something called the advanced packaging sector. At this advanced packaging sector, if you want to put any permission like your game need, but Unreal Engine doesn't give it the auto, so you can put here the value. Like in the external permission, you can write here your permission, what type of permission you need, like read or write storage data or something else, contact number, or even some of cases maybe your device can require the photo or gallery or music files or videos. So at there you can put your permission, and it will be work. Then if you scroll down, you find the basically the distribution singing sector. So what does this thing do? Like if you exporting your game for production for Google Play Store, you need to put here the value, that is a key store, alias name, key store pass, and key pass. So if you don't know how to make this and how you need to set up, so you can check my Unreal Engine how to create or generate release key for Unreal Engine. So you can check that video and you can create your own key, and make sure this key is requirement if you exporting your game for shipping mode, and if you are exporting your game for the Google Play Store for or production release, that where every user can play. And this option, this is basically provide from the Google Play service. What does this option is basically, it will be give you access to Google ad units. Like if your game have the Google ad supports, or if you want to use the Google achievement or even leaderboard, so you can use this thing. So at here you can also need to put your game play license key. You find that on your Google Play Store account. If you go to under section of management key, you find a license key of your game, so you can put that, so no one can copyright that. And if then copyright, the Google Play Store will automatically detect that and delete from the Google Play Store. Okay, so I guess you should be put this option. Okay, and then you find the icon sector. So at the icon sector, you need to basically put your game icons. So in that, here you need to make sure that it's only support PNG files, and find the pixel size, like dimension, that what is the 722 pixel, 48 pixel by 48 pixel, 36 pixel. So you can create with Photoshop, or even you can use Anti Resizer to resize your image, and make sure that that's all are in IMG4 format. Then if you want to change your launcher this lap screen, so you can change format here. You just simply click on these three dots. You can do the same option for the event icons also. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything. Then if you scroll down here, you find the multi-texture format settings. So at here, if you think that your game only supports, or you targeted your game only for ASTC device, so you can disable this boolean, that ASTC and DXTC, so it will be don't include any type of texture for the ETC2 or DXTC format, so your game size become more low at here. Okay, but make sure if you your game want to run your game in ESTC or DXTC, make sure you enable them all. Now that is all stuff in the Android section. Then you need to simply go down to your packaging sector. At the packaging sector, just scroll down, and here you find a option called additional build for the project. So at here, scroll down, you find here two options. That one is hook only map, this only affected on the Google. So what does this mean? That basically which map is basically working on your game, or even you are specifying at here, so only that map will be cooked, and that map only will be included in your game. Otherwise the map will be not included, so your game size become basically your game size become more smaller or reduce your size, and then you'll be get more better performance. Okay, and then if you want to put your map data, so how from the list map or include the package name data, you can make an array like that, and you can put your files. Kind of like if I show you, like I want to pick the vehicle, and there should be the map folder. Where is that folder? Let me check. I guess in a level prototype. Nope. Track, vehicle, code vehicle template. Yep, there's a map and vehicle example like that, and then you need to put the basically the light map big data. Make sure this is totally very important. Otherwise if you don't select that, so what will be do is basically your game, or you don't see any shadow in your game. So make sure for seeing the shadow, or if you want shadow high quality resolution, so you must need to include the light back data. Okay, make sure that you add that. Okay, then you find the option for the build projects. So you find here the build target, that is if you want to export your game for development or debug, so it will be give you the like print string and others debugging stuff. But if you set it for shipping, you'll be finding the production level APK. So make sure that it's totally depends on you which type of APK you want. And at here you find installer, so it's only regard for the VR. Like some of cases, some of device must need the installer file for install that game. So if you want, you can export, but if you don't, you even untick that boolean, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and then that is at all here. And in the plugin sector, if I say like for the Google, if you want to use the Google Asset Delivery System, so or the Google Pad or Pod, so you need to just simply click on this, enable the plugin, and then boom guys, you don't need to do anything. The Google Asset Delivery System is now enabled, so you can now upload more than I guess 2 to 4 GB files in Google Play Store without any requirement. So yeah, that's totally easy. Just pressing with a one button, you enable the Google Gamepad. So lots of YouTuber or lots of Unreal documentation, they show you that you need to make a array or that, so kind of like data table and lots of stuff, and you need to put that, and then you need to do this stuff. No guys, you don't need to do. You can just enable this plugin, and your plugins will automatically work. Okay, So this is all guides for the Android export. Now let me show you the optimization one. Okay, so for the optimization you find that Unreal Engine render settings. Okay, it is all stuff at the rendering. So at here, for if you want to get fast and better quality, so you can set to FXAA mode, anti-aliasing, so it will be give you bad quality, even flickering issue maybe, but you'll be get better performance. And if you want that no any kind of like flickering issue, you can choose the TTA or even MSAA, so it will give you the multiple performance with multi high or high resolution. So at there your game can be lag, but you'll be see a good level quality. Okay, and then if you scroll down, okay, like little bit scroll down, you find here a option called MSAA sample content. So what does this mean? Basically it will be basically increase or choose your graphics level. Okay, so you can even choose for 2 MXS for the 2 GB, and if your game have the 4 GB or 8 GB RAM, so you can choose some more RAM. Okay, it will be basically depends on your RAM. So 0 may if you said no, so it will be even work at 1 GB to 0.5 GB Android game. Okay, so it's make sure that it's totally depends on you. And now scroll down and there's nothing more. And if I say that for optimization, to check your optimization, like it's how much draw calls or are your scene is enough optimized or not. So what you can do, you can go to lit mode and go to shader optimization viewport, and you can go to shader and quads. So you find something like that, and as you can see the red area, you need to basically fix that and need to make something like that. Okay, and then if I show you with a simple piece, like just think this is a landscape part, and if I go to LOD, here you find the LOD section basically, but in this case it's basically using the HOLOD, so I can't do anything with that. But if I show you, you find if you want to show or check the draw calls, if you want, so you can press simply this one, these 3 dots, and go to start and engine, and you can enable the unit graph, and you find the draw calls and frame GPU draw calls and etc. more. With that you can basically fix your all the issue. Okay, I hope you understand and you'll learn how to optimize and export game for the Unreal Engine 5.1. so thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Bye bye. See you next tutorial video. And let me give a simple export. So yeah, let's give a simple export and let me show you. So see you after this export. Okay,
For play my game, you can check my Google Play Store account, and you can follow me in my Facebook page. Also, you can visit our website for get more information. And if you have personal project or if you have some work, you can Gmail me at my Gmail address. Also, like, share, and subscribe and support me. If you want my paid course, you can check in Udemy, link in description.